Welcome back to the online sessions on AEC subjects. In the previous session, we have started with the RC coupled amplifier. So basically, RC coupled amplifier comes out to be a two-stage RC coupled amplifier, where two amplifiers have been interconnected by the RC network. So that means what is RC here? The collector resistance of Q1 transistor is the collector resistance of Q1 transistor along with the coupling capacitor of the Q1 transistor is being used to couple the another amplifier stage. So therefore we simply call this as a RC coupled type of the amplifier connection. Now in this connection we just simply represent this BJT. We have represented this BJT by equivalent H parameter model. So this is the exact H parameter model. Now always for two-stage amplifiers, remembering using H parameter model is going to be very complex in nature. So therefore, to reduce the complexity of the circuit, we simply represent this in terms of a approximate model. So already we discussed in the subject called ED, approximate model, exact model. So that is the reason why I'm not getting much into the approximate model analysis. So straight away we will be simply going into it. So while we simply going into it, 1 by HOE is neglected as this value is supposed to be infinity, and HRE VCE is simply been neglected. Okay, so as HRE is going to be very small value. So by doing so, we'll be getting this simple H parameter represented with HIE and HFE-IB. This HIE is at the input side of the transistor, and HFE-IB is normally going to be output side of the transistor. So here, what is that which is important is transistor BJT is a current control device. How can I say the output current IC depends on the input current IB. So therefore, we simply call it as a current control device. Okay, so that means we normally apply the input voltage and we normally going to get output as the current. So the equivalent circuits, once you draw here, between collector and ground, between the collector and ground of the first transistor, between the collector and that means between the first and second transistors, in between, you're going to have the stray capacitance called C naught. So which is due to the stray capacitance effect, obviously. So this is a virtual capacitor. It is not a physical capacitor. We have not connected this C naught, but C naught is the effect which is normally going to exist in the amplifier circuit diagram. So it is something like, you don't have HIE, you are not connected to HIE. We have not connected HFE IB1. They are simply going to be the internal effects are represented by using the H parameter. Similarly, C naught is the stray capacitance effect. So the stray capacitance effect is also been considered here for the analysis purpose. Now in the analysis part, and we discussed about all these things. RB is going to be the parallel combination of R1 and R2. HIE2 is nothing but the input resistance of the Q2 transistor. CC is the coupling capacitor of the C1 Q1 transistor. C0 is the stray capacitance. RC1 is the collector resistance of the Q1 transistor. HFE IB1 is the current source, and HIE1 is the input resistance of the Q1 transistor, and VI input voltage, and RB is going to be the parallel combination of R1 and R2 resistors. So let us start looking into this analysis part. Now in this analysis part, we are going to solve the expressions for mid-band frequency range, low-band frequency range, and high-band frequency range. So let us start looking into the mid-band frequency range first of all, which is very important for doing problems. So therefore, the final formula that what we are going to get is simply very important for us in the analysis of the two-stage RC coupled amplifiers. Now, so let us start looking into this right now. The impedance of shunting capacitor, that is stray capacitance C0, is so large, and simply it has been open circuited. C0 value is considered to be a very large value, and hence it is simply neglected. That means at very high frequencies, the effect of C0 is going to be predominant. That means the effect of C naught, that means the impedance of C naught is going to be infinity at low frequencies. As you go on increase the frequency to a very high value, which is normally going to be more than 1 megahertz or so, then this effect of capacitor comes into picture as its reactance normally decreases. So and therefore the capacitance C naught is considered to be, the effect of C naught is considered to be very, very less at low and mid band frequencies. So therefore C naught is simply taken as equal to open circuited value. So therefore we don't consider C naught in the circuit. And next, impedance of CC is so small and acts as effective short circuit, and this capacitor CC is going to act as a short circuit because at operating frequencies the internal the blocking capacitors called CB and CC is normally going to work like a short circuits, as we discussed earlier. So therefore I can just simply replace CC by a short circuit, and I can simply open circuit C naught here. Earlier we got a C naught here, that C naught is simply open circuited, and rest of the rest of the circuit values remains as it is. RB is the parallel combination of R1 naught of Q2 transistor. HIE2 is the input resistance of Q2 transistor, and HFE IB is going to be the input uh, is the input current with the gain of the transistor, with the AC gain of the transistor. Okay, so that means here this is nothing but a current source. We represent this by a current source called HFE IB1. And next is HIE is the input resistance of the transistor Q1. So we have transistor Q1 as the first stage, Q2 as the last stage in the case of the two-stage RC coupled amplifiers. Okay, so we can treat this first transistor as Q1, second transistor as Q2 type of the transistor. Let us start looking into this now. Analysis. So here if you see carefully, this we apply Thevenin's equivalent voltage source at these resistor values. So when you write Thevenin's equivalent resistance value, what is it you normally going to have? What is the equivalent resistance here? RC1 in parallel with RB is the equivalent resistance we have. Then what about the voltage? What is voltage? V is equal to I into R. So what is I? HFE IB1 is the current source. So therefore the current is going to be HFE IB1, and the resistance is going to be RC1 in parallel with RB's internal resistance. Thereby I can replace this output circuit by its Thevenin's equivalent voltage. So therefore I can write this as Thevenin's voltage HFE IB RC1 in parallel to RB, and internal Thevenin's resistance is going to be RC in parallel to RB we can have. So therefore we can just have this particular equation. So here from this we can find out simply IC1. What is IC1 basically? Current is equal to voltage by resistance. General formula we have according to the Ohm's law. So IC1 is equal to what is the voltage we have, voltage source we have in this circuit diagram, HFE IB1 into parallel combination of RC1 RB is the effective voltage or Thevenin's voltage divided by its resistance. What is the total resistance of the circuit? HIE2, this HIE2 plus this resistance. So thereby I can just simply going to get this particular equation. Now we expand this RC1 in parallel to RB as RC1 multiplied by RB by RC1 plus RB. It is the expression for the parallel resistors values. And similarly, parallel combination of RC1 and RB I can write as equal to RC1 into RB by RC1 plus RB. Then simply we simply take LCM of this, and these two will get cancelled. RC1 plus RB is simply going to get cancelled, and you know, we'll be getting this HFE IB1 RC1 into RB by HIE2 into RC1, taking LCM RC1 plus RB plus this factor RC1 into RB. So this is nothing but the gain that we're going to get, which is called a mid-band gain. So this IC1 by IB1. So as we are dealing with AC analysis, so we are representing all the collector parameters as a small case parameters. So we'll write this as IC1 by IB1 equal to minus HFE into RC1 into RB by HIE2 RC plus RB plus this particular factor. So current gain at mid frequency. Current gain at mid-band frequency. At mid-frequency, what we can write this as voltage gain AV is equal to EV0 by Vin. So we have to find out the voltage gain also, because ultimately we have to get into the voltage gain, which is very popularly used parameter for the amplifier performance. So therefore, we have to go for the voltage gain. What is voltage gain general formula? It is output voltage by the input voltage. So we have to find out the output voltage V0. So what is V0 in general? V0 is equal to, it is a voltage across the HIE2. So it is nothing but the output voltage we can think of I2 into HIE2. Now in the approximate analysis, in general, what is going to be the effective resistance? We can just have Ri1 dash, Ri2 dash as equal to HIE plus AA into HRE into RL, all those things. So for approximate analysis, that HRE component is neglected, and therefore AA into HRE into RL component becomes 0. And finally, we are simply going to get HIE2. Therefore, we in the approximate analysis, we simply going to consider the output voltage of the two-stage RC coupled amplifier is normally going to be across HIE2. So in the approximate analysis, we write like this. Then V0 is equal to, what is I2? I2 is the current flowing into the output terminals. Okay, whereas we have IC1 with us. So therefore, this I2 is nothing but equal to minus IC1 into HIE2. So therefore, we can write this as IC1 already we know. What is IC1? This entire thing, equation is IC1. So we can represent this IC1 as minus HFE, IB1, RC1, RB, okay, whole by RC1. See this equation, whole by RC1 into RB plus HIE2 into RC1 plus RB into HIE2. This equation will come as it is over here. So therefore, V0 is equal to what we can write now. So here, VI, what is VI? Input voltage, IB1 into HIE2 is nothing but VI, HIE1, HIE into, now we'll consider HIE1 is equal to HIE2. Therefore, we can consider IB1 into HIE1 is equal to VI. So HIE2 can be written as equal to HIE1. So therefore, I can write IB1 into HIE2. Oh, sorry. So IB1 into HIE2 you can write as equal to VI, right? Input voltage. So therefore, this factor IB1 HIE2 factor I can write as equal to VI. So this is the equation that we normally going to have. So V0 is equal to, this is the equation that we're going to get. Then let us substitute this in this equation, V0 by VI. So VI will get cancelled. And finally, the rest of the equation, what we will be getting as voltage gain at mid-band as minus HFE into RC. Well, RC1 will be equal to, RC2 will be equal to RC. Therefore, I can write as equal to RB. So RB1 is equal to RB2 is equal to RB. Both of them are going to be same. And HIE into RC plus RB plus RC RB. So this is the overall mid-band gain equation for us. So in terms of circuit parameters, if at all you have to find out mid-band gain, you can find out mid-band gain by using this H parameter values and circuit components. So we can write here current gain at mid-band, voltage gain at mid-band without considering source resistance or emitter resistance would be equal to same. The next condition is going to be low frequency range. So low frequency range means what? It is going to be the values of the frequencies where the gain of the transistor is going to be less than 0 to where the transistor gain would be in a range between 0 to a value which is less than the 3 dB gain is known as a low frequency range for us. So in this frequency range, and we discuss this in depth in second unit, because in second unit we're going to discuss in depth about the frequency response. So until then, first of all, let us try to derive the equations. So in this frequency range, the impedance of the coupling capacitor is comparable to the load resistance, so that the coupling capacitor largely affects the amplification, and shunting capacitor C0 is also considered as open circuit. So CC effect is going to be there in this particular thing. So therefore we can write this as equal to, now CC is considered here. So once you consider CC, then our circuit is normally going to modify a little bit. Okay. So if we consider the current flowing through this, because of this current source is going to be I. Now this current is getting divided into two, I1 and I2. So as this current is dividing into I1 and I2, we can write the total current I is equal to simply I1 plus I2. So in general, we know the formula I is equal to V by R. Okay. I is equal to V by R is general formula we have. So I is equal to what I can have here. Let us look into this part here. See here, we have converted this current source into a voltage source. See, current source is represented by arrow. Voltage source is represented by a AC symbol. So therefore, HFE I1 into RC is nothing but the voltage, and RC is the series resistance we have. And we have converted this current source into a voltage source. Okay, so therefore, we normally going to have this as the condition. So therefore, I is equal to, what is I? I is equal to voltage by resistance. So what is the voltage we have? Voltage is nothing but equal to HFE I1 by RC, HFE I1 into RC whole by, and this current is, we are going in opposite direction than IC. So therefore we have taken this as minus, whole by total resistance RC plus, what is these two? This is parallel combination. So RB, parallel combination of RB and HI, you can write like this. Right. And what about this impedance of this capacitor? I can write this as impedance. I can write this as minus J by omega C. This is general formula we have for impedance. And similarly, I can write it for I2. What is I2? I can write it as something like, see, I2 is equal total current into resistance of another current. Total current into resistance of another current. Resistance of another current by some of the resistances we can write. So thereby we can just simply get this particular equation. Okay, so we can write I2 is equal to minus HFE